Hello there guys, it's the man here.
Welcome to the channel.
So we have some very big news in the subwoofer game, and to be honest with you, I thought I'd make this video because it relates to another few videos I've made in the last few weeks. Now, if you are not new to the channel, if you're subscribed, if you've seen me about, you may have noticed that over the past couple of weeks or so, I've made some videos about the KC62 subwoofer from Kef. Now today's video is going to be about the new SVS SB-1000 Pro, which I think is going to be a very good alternative to the KC62. Now I've been waiting for this subwoofer for a very long time, not because I'm interested in it per se, but because to be honest with you, I want subwoofers for movies, so I'm looking for a little bit bigger than that SB-1000 Pro. But my cousin has the SB-1000, and he says it's a very decent sub for a sealed. For the price he bought it was $469, he tells me, and he thinks it's great, especially for the price, but it has a few problems, and those problems aren't really to do with the sound quality itself, but more to do with the fact that with the upgrade model, the 2000 Pro, you're able to do things like parametric EQ, and it has a smart control app and stuff like that, and it makes it a little bit harder to integrate. Now for him, he uses it with a PC, so he basically uses Room EQ Wizard, I don't know if you guys know, and calibrates everything from there. Another thing you could do is use a mini DSP, but these are a little bit kind of annoying, to be honest. I like something when it's all built in and it's ready to go. You can move it from room to room and you don't need to drag your PC or get your mini DSP, you know, and that's what they've addressed with the SB-1000 Pro. It now has built-in parametric EQ via the smart control app. And I think that is a pretty nifty feature, especially at the price, which I'm going to tell you later. So SVS says with the new SB-1000 Pro, it's a 12-inch high excursion driver, higher, apparently better than the previous ones. Apparently that's been upgraded. It has an upgraded amplifier. The previous one was 300 watts. This one has the new Sledge STA325D amplifier with 325 watts RMS, 820 plus watts peak. It has a 50 megahertz analog devices DSP, and like I said earlier, the subwoofer control app. And I think it's really important this because firstly, when you set the subwoofer up, you don't need to faff about and go behind the subwoofer. You can do it via the app. I think that's nice because you can calibrate it from your seating position rather than keep going back and forward, back and forward. So for me, I like that. And the other thing, like I said, parametric EQ. If you want to use a setup mic, which is what I would advise, you know, a nice setup mic, you can use that and you can input your settings into the app, and then you're going to get a subwoofer that's ready to go. And, you know, I think that's great. Another thing, SVS says their inbuilt DSP, their new DSP they've put in there, is the most precise available on the market today. Of course they'd say that, but, you know, these things make for what I think is a very good value product. And the extension has been reduced now to 20 hertz plus or minus 3 dB. And they claim reference levels. I think they probably mean like reference for music rather than movies. We'll have to see that. But going by the physics, it's a 12-inch sealed subwoofer. So we should expect that really to outperform the KC62 when it comes to extension and the integrity of that extension as well. It should be able to go flatter down to 20 than what the KC62 does at a decent volume. So this is the great bit. The price is $499, guys, for the black ash version. Now, if you want to pay $100 more for $599, you can get the gloss black and the gloss white version. When you consider that proposition, right, SB-1000 Pro, 325 watt, 12-inch woofer. So, you know, compare that against the KC62. That has two 6.5-inch woofers, 500 watts per side. So it sounds like it's got, you know, all these crazy watts. So these two cones are going to be working their butts off to be able to produce the sound that a single 12-inch cone can do without that much wattage, if you get what I'm trying to say. So don't just look at the amplifier power and go, well, look, that one's bigger, so that one's better. That KC62 needs every last watt that it's getting, and that's the reason why they've put that in there. Yeah, I think it's, I think personally, if it were me and I were looking for a compact subwoofer, I'm looking for it to do movies and music, but maybe primarily music with a bit of movies. How can you go wrong for $599? And in the UK, it's probably going to be around the same sort of price, you know, 599, but in pounds. Let's now consider the price versus the KC62. The KC62 in the UK is £1,400. And I think in the US it's $1,400 or $1,499, I believe. One of those two. So basically you're saying I can buy two SB-1000 Pros in a nice color, let's say the gloss white or the gloss black, right? It's still compact, right? I know the KC62 is as big as a football or a basketball, whatever it is, but how small do you want the subwoofer to be, guys? The 12-inch version of the SB-1000, the 12-inch sealed, it's not that big. It's a 13-inch box. It's not that big. I don't know why people want the subwoofer to be itsy bitsy, you know. That's my preference, okay? So if you want it to be extra small, then maybe consider the KC62, maybe consider something from Sunfire. It's another option. But personally, two SVS SB-1000 Pros, you get it for $1,200. So you have money left over. You're buying two subwoofers. You're getting a true 20 Hertz extension. You're now getting two subwoofers. So in your room, you're going to have a much more even sound. You'll be able to cancel out certain nulls and peaks in your room when you have two subwoofers appropriately placed. There's no chance that that KC62 is going to be able to beat that setup. And on top of that, you have to pay more money for it. So I know a lot of you guys are going to hate me again. You're going to dislike the video. You're going to leave nasty comments. I understand. But when you consider how much money you save and what extra product you get, and SVS, I think they give you a 45-day trial. Does Kef give you a trial? You know, do they give you a trial? Are they happy to say, yeah, test it for 45 days. If you don't like it, bring it back. So for me as a consumer, I just can't understand where the value is with this KC62. I can't see it myself. Unless maybe you have the Kef LS50s or you have the LSX speakers. If you have those and, you know, you're one of those people, you care about matching, everything has to be matching, you know, same brands and samey. If you're like that and you want it to look really nice, then the money you're spending is not on the sound. The money you're spending is on the convenience and the aesthetics. And if that's what you're up to, if that's what you want, then that's fine. No problem. Do it. And the good thing about the Kef KC62, it's likely to be a popular product. So if it comes time to when you want to sell it, you might not lose too much value on it as long as it's well reviewed and people want to buy that product in the future. You know, I doubt it's going to be a flop. You know, it's looking to be a popular product. So from that standpoint, yeah, KC62, fine. And I bet you it's going to sound good too. But for my needs,
Nope.
It's just not going to cut it, guys. Just look at the physics. Or just look at the physics of it. If I would rather have the two SB-1000 Pros any day of the week, give me those. I'll save my money, pay less. Yeah, pay less as well. Movies and music covered with those two in a decent sized room. You know, Kef reckon up to 50 meters squared. That KC62 cannot cover 50 meters squared. I had literally a few days ago a comment. The guy said that he has a small room. He says it's a small room. It's I think he said it was 8 meters by 5 meters. Yeah, 8 meters by 5 meters, I think is what he said. It's not a small room. That's a big room. By THX standards, that's a big room. And he asked me, should I get the KC62 or is there anything else I should consider, maybe from REL or anything like that? Right, so in a room that big, one KC62 to pressurize that room, it's just not going to be enough. I don't believe anyone. You could put a 1 million watt 1 million watt amplifier in that cabinet. It's not going to pressurize that room. No way. Not to reference levels, it won't. No, it won't. So yeah, if any of you now are looking for a subwoofer or two subwoofers, you want the best performance, you want it to look nice, but you don't really care. The most important thing to you is sound quality and the strength of the sound as well. I would recommend the SVS SB-1000 Pro. That's what I would recommend. They also hold their value very, very well. If you want to sell it ever in the future, the SVS subwoofers I've sold before, they hold their value very well. Okay, so that's my advice. You don't have to take it. All right. I would recommend you try both. Get an SVS SB-1000 Pro, get a Kef KC62 if you can get it on a home trial demo. You know what I say? No home demo, no sale anyway. So if you can do that, put them together, and I guarantee you SVS is going to be better. That's what I think. You can talk about bass tightness and speediness. That SB-1000 is plenty tight, plenty speedy, guys. It's plenty tight, plenty speedy. All right, that is. So, you know, do you have a gauge how tight you want the bass to be? You know, is there a device that you use to measure bass tightness? Is there such a thing as that? Because when I'm talking about subwoofers, I'm talking about the things you can measure, like SPL. You know, that's something you can measure. But what's bass tightness? This is something that's something you perceive. You can't take a reviewer's word on the bass sounding tight, because that's something that you have to understand for yourself. Tight for me might be loose bass for you. So definitely do a home demo if you want to consider both. I think you could do very well with the 12-inch SVS SB-1000 Pro and have money left over. It's been a tough year as it is. Save your money, but that's my advice. You don't have to take it. Okay. Anyway, this has been Man Discovers Tech. Thank you for watching. Like the video, subscribe, and to all you haters out there leaving me nasty comments. You're trying to ruin my day. It's not working, guys. It's not working, okay? Anyway.
Join my tribe or I smash you.